hereby call this meeting of the Nevada City Planning Commission to order. We acknowledge that the Nisenan people are still here among us today, though nearly invisible. We understand that we are on Nisenan land that was never ceded, and the original tribal families have yet to recover from the near genocide of their people. As a resident or visitor in Nisenan land, we support the Nevada City Rancheria Nisenan tribe in efforts to stabilize their people, as well as their campaign to restore federal recognition. Please join me in the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Simmons?
Here.
Commissioner Nye is absent. Commissioner Hadami?
Here.
And Vice Chair Cobden is absent. Chair Brown?
Here. Are there any corrections or changes to the agenda?
No.
Great, thank you. I'll now open up the meeting to public comment. If there's anyone here who would like to speak to an item that is not on the agenda, please come forward now. We'll take comments on the items on agenda when we go to those items. Seeing no one, there's no consent items today. Let's go to the first item, 233 Bridge Street Architectural Review for new paint colors on a home within the historic district. Is the applicant here?
She is online.
Okay.
We can unmute her now.
Okay.
Good afternoon, this is Janice Lynn.
Great, thank you for joining us. All right, Jessica.
Okay, thank you, Chair Brown and Commissioners. Jessica Hankins, City Planner. So this first application is for an architectural review for new paint colors within the historical district at 233 Bridge Street. You can see on this map that this location, it is in the historical district overlay zone of Nevada City, but it is not in the area covered by the original National Register of Historic Places inventory, so it is not considered a contributing building in the district. The existing residence was actually constructed quite later in 1985. The project, again, is for new paint colors. The body of the, it is a residence. The body of the home will be painted Van Dusen blue, pale oak for the trim, Coventry gray for the accent, and Hawthorne yellow for the door. And here's a view of the existing home colors on the left and the proposed paint colors on the right. So these are approximate, and I do have some chips here for you. Let me grab these. There you go. Nice. Yep. I think that the white, it looks like white trim in the rendering. Most people now are doing their renderings, I think, using ChatGPT or something similar, and it's can be quite difficult to get it to do exactly what you want. So that trim color is actually more similar to this pale oak that you see. And then that yellow door, again, is this Hawthorne yellow. All of these colors are off of the historical collection from Benjamin Moore. Van Dusen blue, I will go over some of the standards for paint colors in the historical district. Van Dusen blue has a light reflectance value of 11.97, which is on the lower end of the range, meaning it's got a little more saturation. It's a little darker. In the Gold Rush era, predominantly, most of the buildings were lighter. They were natural colors, beige, fawn, cream, ochre, sage green, those types of colors due to limited materials and pigment availability. This particular color, though, I wanted to point out where this is located, and I'm sure all of you have seen this street. This is on Bridge Street. If you're coming out of the exit at the Miners Foundry and you look to your left, you're looking down Bridge Street, you'll see these two signs that say narrow winding dead-end road, no turnaround. This is the last house, or almost the last house on the left. You can't see it from Broad Street, from the exit of Miners Foundry, or anywhere within public view. So that, I think, is fairly significant to note. And again, the colors are off of the historical collection palette. So staff is recommending that the Planning Commission approve this project. First, determining the project is exempt from CEQA and then approving the architectural review application with the conditions of approval shown in the staff report.
Great, thank you. Would the applicant like to add anything? Would you like to add anything to what Jessica said?
This is Janice, and I am so impressed with this proposal and presentation. Thank you. I also want to say thank you to the Planning Commission for the work that you do. I think because of your work, that's why our little town is so charming and why I love living here so much. The only thing I wanted to add is objectively, the house is a little funny looking. The door is not in the center, the window, it has one window in the front of the house. And, it was my sense, and I actually interviewed a lot of friends on the look and feel, and the consensus was painting the entire.
I think we're losing the connection to you. We heard the consensus of your friends and then you cut off.
Close to the river. It's extremely humid, and you can't see on the picture on the full over a much longer time period. And then the final thing I wanted to mention, shade of blue, and I just again from a curb appeal standpoint, I think it's for considering my application.
Great, thank you. You cut out there for a little bit, but I think seal mold that is likely to happen down there near the creek.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you. Okay, I will, seeing none, Jim? Seeing no one, come back for discussion to the commission. Anyone who has any comments on this item?
In Jessica's outline and a good description in your outline, went down there. It's such a steep little, and it is somewhat separated. It's not in a row of for the Van Dusen blue, if that's the correct.
For all the reasons that Jessica outlined, with the considerations that you mentioned, I think, and if there are no other comments, would someone like to make a motion?
Back on.
I think on page 5 is where I see that.
I'll make a motion that the Planning Commission approve the applicants and approving the architectural review application for 233 Bridge Street for new paint colors with conditions of approval, and with the conditions of approval 1 through 4.
Great, thank you, Jim.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you.
Permit for Trailhead Tavern. Want to come forward? Yeah, have a seat at the table right there. All right,
Okay, thank you. Yes, this is an architectural review application for new paint colors and exterior modifications in the historical district in the original area for the National Register of Historic Places, and is considered a contributor. Everyone here probably knows this building as McGee's because it was McGee's for about 45 years or so. Just has purchased it. Here's actually this fun old picture of the building, which doesn't look a whole lot like it is in the process of opening a new bar. And I'm sorry about this typo. It is not Trailblazers. Betrays my affinity for Portland and basketball. Yeah. It's Trailhead Tavern is the name of the new bar that making some interior improvements. Those are underway. And these exterior modifications obviously need to be approved first by Planning Commission before they can be approved. View of the building. And then this is again another AI rendering, so it might be a little bit off, but the main body of the building would be this Grant beige. And again, all of these colors are off the historical collection. The trim, balcony railings, posts, and window trim would be Elmira white, and then a primary accent is the Knoxville gray, and then under the soffit here would be a Phillipsburg blue. and some other minor locations. It's a little hard to see in this rendering, but little details on the post would be that Phillipsburg blue. It's approximately 6 feet wide by 2 feet high. It's interesting, I think that the previous sign was actually larger than that, so it actually exceeded the historical district regulations. But Ms. Barber has indicated she's willing to be within our standards, which is 24 square feet total. There's also some additional exterior modifications for window replacements. I'm actually going to go over those first here. The first item is window replacement. So there are quite a few window replacements. Many of the windows are not functioning right now, and there's a variety of different window types. So towards the front of the building, and it's hard to get a good view of it. So this is a photo from the back of the building on Spring Street, looking kind of through the Golden Era parking lot. These windows, which is the northeast corner of the building, these are currently vinyl windows. Yeah. And there's 5 of them, yes, 5 vinyl windows. So these 5 would be replaced with Andersen 100 series composite windows. And Andersen's website says that they're a composite material that is twice as strong as vinyl and more sustainable. I don't know what they actually consist of. It's some sort of composite material, and presumably lasts a little longer than vinyl. And then at the back of the building are predominantly wood windows, and those would be replaced with Andersen E-Series aluminum-clad wood windows. And so this is the difference between the exterior view of those 2 different windows. So the ones that are more in the public view shed from Spring Street would be the aluminum-clad wood windows. And then at the back of the building, this is an interior view of the building, obviously. This window would actually be replaced with a new Andersen E-Series door. And this is because the upstairs actually contains a residential unit, and they would like to have a separate entry for that unit so they don't have to come in through the bar. So let's see, so there's that, and then this set of doors as well may be replaced. I think that was a question mark, but it is in the application because it appears that those doors are not, they're deteriorated to a certain extent. I think my Zoom just went off.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Is it back on? Okay, great. I think we're having some connection issues. Okay, so these would likely be replaced, and then there's also this door. Let me see if I can get a better picture of it here. You can see on the porch here, there's a door. It actually doesn't quite line up here with the framing. There's a gap at the top corners there, and that would also be replaced with an Andersen E-Series door as well. But you can see that these doors, they're not very visible from the street because of the inset from the porch in the back. Okay, so I think I've now covered the actual project. I'm going to go back to the analysis now on the colors. The colors, again, I have already described for the Gold Rush era are usually muted natural earth tones. The colors that are proposed are consistent with those Mother Lode era paint colors. They are, kind of a grayish beige color for the primary color and accents an off-white gray and a muted blue. These were predominantly used throughout that era and conformed to the historical colors of the era, so staff is recommending approval of the paint colors. The windows as well, because the vinyl would be replaced with the composite, and then aluminum clad is supported within the design guidelines, provided that the profiles match the historical profiles, which they do. Those can also be approved, and staff recommends approval of those windows. In terms of the sign permit, the fonts that are proposed are similar to the slab serif fonts of the Motherlode era, and the material proposed is cedar wood, and wood was one of the most common materials for signs in the historical district. So the sign does meet all the standards set forth in the historical district ordinance for materials, size, use, lighting, projection, and all the other standards that are outlined in that ordinance. The lettering is consistent, and the design is also simple, with the mountain imagery on it that was used, as we've discussed at other meetings. A little bit of symbology was common in that era as well. So staff is recommending approval of the sign too. So I'm recommending that the Planning Commission find the project exempt from CEQA and approve the architectural review application for the new paint colors and the other exterior modifications to the doors and windows, and approve the historical district sign permit. And that's the end of my presentation.
Great, thank you. Anything you'd like to add to that?
I think that was pretty succinct, actually. You kind of covered everything. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We're excited to get it passed so we can move it forward and open a business again next to you guys.
Great, thank you. Questions from the commission? I'll start off with a question. I couldn't tell from the sign rendering. It looks like there's something on either to the left and to the right of the trailhead lettering, but I can't make out what it is.
No, I think it was just supposed to be like the wood underneath the paint.
Okay, that's
Again,
just the
it's like a
wood.
chat
Got it.
mock-up of it.
Okay, thank you.
It's supposed to look more like rustic wood, so it's not perfectly.
Yeah, it's a rendering, I
Yeah.
understand, yeah. Okay,
So,
thank you for that clarification.
so you had a number of other signs, but that particular one there is the one that,
That's the one yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's the one we're proposing to get done.
right.
And you just included the other ones so we could see.
I don't know that I meant to include all the other ones. Maybe
Okay.
we did.
I thought they were just alternatives.
They were probably
just in
alternatives.
case you
It was
would like
interesting to
this
look at
one.
the process.
Sorry.
I go through, I will some of them out, I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks. Probably,
I think she already did, so.
Yeah.
I probably didn't mean to include them.
And then a question, and maybe this was in I didn't see it, but maybe I missed it. Those composite windows, is that material like fire resistant? I'm curious more about what those are.
Can I have Brendan, our contractor, who's
yeah,
much
come on
more
up.
familiar with this?
They're actually they're just like their other series. They're an architectural window. They are fire. They meet the requirements for the WUI standards. So they are. You have to have a tempered paint on the outside, and yeah, I've used them millions of times in jobs. They look really good. They're sharp angles. They don't look like vinyl windows.
Good, good.
Yeah.
And what is the composite material?
It's hard to say. It's more like it's almost like it would almost be like fiberglass, but it's not. It's like it's composite hard material. I've never cut the windows. So I don't
Okay,
know,
got it, yeah,
But it seems it's pretty robust material. I've installed them on many jobs. I've had really good luck with them. They're nice windows, and they're I don't know, they kind of
Reasonable match.
they're a reasonable match for what's there.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Why the difference in the two kinds of windows? Is it just because these ones are more visible and so you're trying to match what?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There's a large cost difference in the windows.
I figured, yep.
And the other ones are bigger, and you got a good view of it there, because we were like, you can't even see them from town. Like, you can't see it from Broad Street. You can't see any of the windows. I guess you can from Spring a little bit. But it's a pretty,
Part of one window.
part of one window you can see, but the other ones you can't even see.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I have a question on the paint color. So it looks like Chatty might have taken the color of the city hall and matched it. Is it pretty matchy, or
I
is
don't
it
think so,
different?
because I held it up next to it and it's not
It looks
matching.
different. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and we held it up the blues next to is it Phoenix Rose next to us? So that they would look different.
Yeah. You can kind of see, I had that exact same thought.
Yeah.
And look at the actual photograph of City Hall, it's more of a white, sort of
Yeah,
grayish
yeah,
white,
not as
and then
beige.
And I
Chat
actually see
changed
the
it to
gray
beige.
trim on the bottom.
that's
Chat added the
interesting,
gray
yeah.
trim at the bottom. That's not actually there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get it to remove it, arguing with Chat's interesting.
Yeah, it's hard. My father-in-law calls him Chatty.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. We tried, went back and forth, like adding it, you'd say add white, and it would turn the whole thing white. You're like, oh gosh. So, no, and I did we held up all the swatches next to both buildings, because I didn't want the blue to be the same. You know, I didn't want it to not complement, so we stood out there for a while, looking on both sides to make sure it didn't match or
Yeah,
at least complemented it too.
cool. Thank
Wasn't
you.
bright pink in the middle of the blue and white or something.
Well, that could be interesting.
That could be.
Other questions?
Well, never mind, I should let you approve it, but I have a question. I have a question. If it does get approved, can you paint, like, we were going over budgets on the construction, can you paint the front and not paint the whole building? And you do it in sections?
I don't know. Jessica, is there a comment on that?
You could provide a timeline for phasing it.
Yeah.
All permits are supposed to be utilized within 1 year in the historical district, so I'm not sure what your timeline looks like.
But it would have to be done within a year with like, probably within 6 months, but I was just curious as we're like, wonder. Again, if you look at the front, you can barely see the sides. You can see one little section. So anyways, I was just curious.
All right. If there are no more questions, is there anyone in the public who'd like to comment on this item? Seeing no one, any discussion from the commission? Sean, Jim, any discussion?
Well, I was sort of curious about the doors in the back, but I don't actually think that's within our purview. But you're going to make it so that you could go through the door that now goes into the bar, and it's going to somehow get you to the apartment.
No, we're gonna replace the one window. It'll be the French doors. If you're looking out, there'll be the French doors that'll still open into the back bar. And then that window to the left will be another door that'll match those two. And there'll be a wall, there'll be a pony wall with glass, so it's a private hallway up to the staircase.
Okay.
Because right now, the only way you can get up there is through the middle of the bar, which we're like, that makes it not very usable.
That sounds good.
Yeah, not very safe or usable for business or personal, I don't know, it doesn't seem right. So it would be, there'd basically be 3 doors, but you don't, like she said, you don't see them much off the back patio because of the view up. You don't see those doors that are against the wall from the outside that much because of the patio.
Oh, it makes a ton of sense for usability purposes.
Yeah, I don't know how they've done it for this many years.
Yeah. Any other discussion? If not, do you want to make a motion,
Sure,
Sean,
I'll
this
give
time?
it a shot.
All right.
So I'll move to determine that the project is exempt from CEQA, approve the architectural review application for 315 Broad Street for new paint colors, a new door to the upstairs residential unit, and replacement windows with the recommended conditions of approval, A through B, and approve the historical district sign permit for 315 Broad Street with the following findings, A through B, and with the conditions of approval 1 through 4, 5, 7, as listed in the staff report.
Great. I'll second the motion. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thimmen,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadamy,
Yes.
Chair Brown.
Yes. All right. Motion passes. Great. We look forward to seeing it
Yeah,
open
that's
again.
good. That's coming back in.
I know, we're excited
Yeah.
to bring it back in.
Okay, next item is 421 Broad Street Architecture Review for new paint colors and historical district sign permit for the Pearl. Come on up. Okay, welcome. All right, Jessica.
Okay, so yes, this property, again, this one is not in the National Register of Historic Places, but it is in the Historical District Overlay Zone. So it is not considered a contributing building to the Historic District. The applicant for this property is in the process of establishing a new business, a feminine-focused retail boutique and snack bar. The project includes an architectural review application for new paint colors, which I will go over here, and a sign permit. So the exterior would be painted I'm just gonna skip right to the punch here. Queen Anne pink for the body, Chippendale rose tone for the trim, and Ashley gray on the deck. And these are all from the historical collection from Benjamin Moore. So you can see this is the existing paint colors on the left and the proposed paint colors on the right. Again, I will again say with this one, another AI rendering and not exactly accurate was my understanding, because it looks, I'm not really seeing the trim, the darker trim show up as well on this one. So we might need a little more information on that. But that is the rendering that was provided. And then the proposed sign consists of a double-sided metal sign within an existing sign structure that's already out there. It's metal brushed brass with the business's logo on it. It's called the Pearl, and it's 6.67 square feet on each side, so it is under our threshold for size, and it meets that. Meets the sign standards. Okay, so in terms of the colors for the building, this one was actually kind of fun to research because we don't have a lot of kind of pink and peach colors in the historical district. But what I learned through my research was that these colors were available during that era. They were made using minerals, gypsum and barite mixed with linseed oil. So they were available during that era, and they are on some of the old paint palettes that I was able to find from that era. They were used mostly on Victorian and Italianate Victorian structures, which there is an overlap in that era with the Gold Rush era, the late 1800s. So staff is recommending approval of these colors. They are in the historical palette as well that the Planning Commission has supported in the past. In terms of the sign permit, the sign, due to the design guidelines and the ordinance, the sign needs to fit in or be compatible with the Mother Lode era of architecture. The signage design guidelines state that new signs should emulate and be compatible with the design element of the historical signs to protect the cohesive mining town appearance of the historic district. So the question to be asked is, would it fit in or would it stand out as being out of place? And these are for signs in the historical district. So how to determine that? I couldn't find any signs that looked exactly like this sign in that era, but the design guidelines do allow for some creativity and some flexibility with modern signage. I did find that there was use of sans serif font and kind of narrow sans serif font in this New York hotel image from 1857 on Broad Street that's similar to the font in the sign. And then the sign is metal. That is a material that was obviously used then. It's a natural material. As well, if you take a look up Broad Street, you'll see that the New York Shops sign now is painted gold, and the City Hall has a gold sign out front as well. So staff is recommending approval of the sign as well. It meets all of the city's standards for signs in the historical district. Staff is recommending that the Planning Commission find the project exempt from CEQA and approve the architectural review application for new paint colors and approve the sign permit in the historical district. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Anything else you'd like to add to that?
No, we're just really excited to integrate into the community. We also have a philanthropic aspect to the Pearl, which is we're starting a foundation that combats loneliness, not just to support lonely women, but the collective problem on how this has become a global epidemic. So yes, we are wanting to add more community-based driven opportunities for women, but also it's not just for the feminine aspect as well.
Great, thank you. Come to the commission for questions now, and I'll start off with the questions. So the sign is brass. Is that going to age, or is it going to be sealed so it doesn't?
Yeah, so there's going to be a coating for an outdoor element to it. the sign is a sign company out of Sacramento, and they said they do signs outside all the time and make sure that they don't rust. And they're also going to come do maintenance on it as well.
Okay. And then said it's etched, is it like an acid etch or is it an engraving or?
It's a CNC engraving, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard because we can't actually see it before we get it, but that's what they quoted us.
Okay, but it's a machining process that
Correct.
could have been done at that time too. Got it. All right, those are my questions. Other questions? Sean? Yeah, Jim? Go ahead.
Yeah, in your choice of the paint color, I guess, was it sort of a deliberate choice as far as,
So the render actually looks awful to me. Like, it's just like, this is like kind of an eyesore. It's a much softer pink. It's a Queen Anne's
This
pink.
is way nicer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. When I see it on the screen, I was like, that kind of looks a little bit orangish to me. So as you see, you have the samples in your hand. We just feel like it's such like an asset to the community, like especially at the top of Broad where it kind of falls flat. You know, like a lot of people don't really want to go up the hill. You know, I've been here long enough to know that people kind of hang down here a lot, and we're kind of looking to bring new vibrance to the community. So.
that's interesting, we had that kind of same situation with the Kathmandu hippie that had been there.
Yeah, across the street, yeah,
Yeah, we saw their colors. Did you guys approve them, or?
we did.
You did, awesome.
But the initial picture of the color was much
The renderings do not help a lot.
Yeah.
out of whack.
Put this one with that one on the AI version of me.
AI messed up.
It's nice to have the samples.
Yeah, for sure. Other questions? Michelle? No?
I'm just curious about the business.
Yeah. So basically, our main ethos is to support the maiden, mother, and matriarch all through different forms of how she comes to life, like an initiatory process for when she starts her moon, and just kind of each room when you walk in is to support different stages of the woman. We're not going to exempt the men in any way, shape, or form. So we want them to be included, as we will have, that's kind of like the reason for the snack bar, the community aspect. And then our community offerings will be educational based of how to support each other during different hormone cycles. So it's also going to have an educational based component with the philanthropic nonprofit as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Not anyone from the public want to comment? Seeing,
I just-
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, no, I was, looking at this, as far as painting it, the difference in the prior one is, I guess is it color drenching when you don't, like the framing of the windows is the same color as the overall? Is that
No, so the AI didn't do very good. On the inside of the windows is where the trim is actually, do you see how on this one here, how it's red?
Yeah,
That's where it's going, that inner portion is going to be where the change of color is.
okay, so that'll be on the inside of the windows.
Correct.
And, but not say on the gable end or on the soffit areas, that'll be the same color, the same.
Are you talking about on the outside of the window?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that's the same color, yeah. And then the lighter accents are on the inside of it, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? I bring it back for discussion. I'll just start saying, I think the colors are great. It reminds me very much of, as Jessica was explaining, like San Francisco homes of that era too. So fits very well, I think. Any other discussion? No discussion? I will make a motion then to determine the project is exempt from CEQA and to approve the architectural review application for the new paint colors with the findings A and B and to approve the sign permit with findings A and B and conditions 1 through 6 as specified in the agenda.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thurmond,
Yes.
Commissioner Hardeman,
Yes.
Chair Brown.
Yes. Great, passes.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck. Okay, on to our last item for today, 522 East Broad, architectural review for the porch and balcony repairs. Come on up.
Just in case we have problems.
Is that saying? What do we do? Scary.
All right, welcome.
Okay, thank
Jessica.
you. Yes, okay. I'm excited about this project because this property is right up at the top of Broad Street. It is in a very visible location. It is within that split at East and West Broad. So I think yes, that it's described in here. It is outside of the historical district. And it is not a landmark property either, which I
Surprising.
was
Should-
very
it
surprised.
Should be, yeah.
Very surprised, yes. In fact, I checked with the Historical Society to see if they have any records of it, and they haven't been able to find anything either. At some point, there was a mention of it possibly being a historical point of interest, but that was it. It doesn't have any designation, and I think I do mention here in the staff report that 2 previous owners had tried to get this into the historical district. One tried to get it into the district, and then the other tried to get it to become a landmark property, and it didn't happen either time. And when I spoke with the Historical Society, they couldn't believe that nothing had happened, because it truly is a gem. So this building has had some modifications in the past. There was a garage that was added in the 1950s, and the upper story balustrade was raised probably at that time, it looks like, to the 36-inch height that it's at around now. It used to have, these just used to be windows, and then the windows were converted to doors at that point in time. And then later, some of those additions were actually removed to make it more consistent with the original structure, actually. So here's some old photographs of the building. And you can see how low this original railing was, probably 24 inches is my guess. And then a later photograph, they actually changed out the spindles at a later point in time. So this application is essentially to do a lot of repairs to the property. And everything that would be repaired is requested to be consistent with what is out there now. And the main reason that you're seeing this is because some of the requests are for some exemptions using the historical building code. And I have checked with the Nevada County Building Department. Even though this isn't in the district and it's not listed, they are willing to use the exemptions to allow us to reduce some of the requirements. So the main issue here is that the banister height would normally need to be 42 inches. The building department has said that it's okay for it to remain at 36. So staff is recommending that it remain at 36 also. And then the spindle spacing is at 6 inches right now, and the new code requirement is 3.5. And they're okay with the spindle spacing remaining at 6 inches, which will help the project to be more consistent with what it was, because if they were to have to create new spindles, they might be completely new ones that aren't consistent with what's out there now. So.
There's a point of clarification, is that the spindles are actually 5 inches apart, not 6.
Oh, thank
Or
you.
there's the space between is 5 inches.
Okay. So this project essentially is, I've kind of already gone over everything. It's consistent with what's out there now. The only proposed change to the existing materials is in the material that would be used on the balcony floor, which is essentially a roof. because it's a roof over it's a canopy essentially. So right now, there is, I'm forgetting what it's called, torch down roofing, modified bitumen. And that would be replaced with this waterproof PVC vinyl balcony flooring, which is kind of a premium option. It has a high solar reflectivity that reduces energy costs. It's more durable, resistant to chemicals, and doesn't require regular coatings. Neither of those products were available at the time this building was constructed. So staff does not find that the change in materials is necessarily inconsistent with what's out there now. And staff is recommending approval of this project with an exemption from CEQA. So I am happy to answer any questions that you have.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to
That
add
was
to
an
that?
excellent summary and presentation. I appreciate that. My name is Fred, and I'm the owner of the property. I've been able to trace it back to 1895 with this exact elevation as it exists today. And there's circumstantial evidence that it goes all the way back to 1870. It's known as the Malloy House, who was at the time the Justice of the Peace. He built the house and resided in it, eventually committed suicide, which I probably will do as well before this gets done. But they found him hanging in the stable, and they attributed it to suicide, but because he was the Justice of the Peace, there's some suspicion that some ne'er-do-well did him in. But the house, since he's lived in it in the late 1800s, has remained exactly the same. This job started as a minor dry rot repair job and paint. That was 11 weeks ago. The repair turned into structural rather than, cosmetic. And that required us to go to the county for structural, for the permit. And the county wouldn't approve it unless you approved it as a historical dwelling, even though it's not in the historical district. And that's what brought us here today.
Great, thank you for explaining that history. All right, anything else as the contractor to add to that, or no?
No, I'm just thrilled to work on it. I mean, it has been quite a headache because of all the unexpected things that you discover along the way when you're trying to repair something like this with so much history. But it is, it's awesome, and it's a wonderful privilege to be able to restore something so beautiful.
Great, thank you.
And this is actually the photograph that is on the left there. This photograph is from 1895.
Great. All right, any questions from the commission? None? No, I mean, I don't have any questions either, and there's no public here to make a comment, so jumping straight to discussion. Thank you for taking care of this house, both of you. Yeah, and also thank you for bringing that research in about the history. That was great to hear as well. I think we all look forward to seeing your work and these repairs
I'm
being
looking
done.
forward to seeing his work.
Yeah, it's such a showpiece in the community. Yeah, a prominent showpiece in the community given its location. So,
Very anxious to get going.
any other discussion, Jim?
No, I was just saying, I walk by there 4 or 5 times a day, and I actually took a tour like 2 weeks ago with Terry McIntyre, who used to be on the board of supervisors, so it's sort of a historical tour. So when I see him, I'm going to give him some of those details. Those are good about the poor Mr. Malloy and what happened to him.
Very good.
That's kind of like that stretch there from the church or from the gas station to your house is like the iconic stretch for the whole town. So it's so amazing that this is being done.
And I was opposed to that improvement project that was done in the front of that house before it was done. After it was done, I think you guys did a beautiful job on it, and we were very impressed, as well as the neighbors. There's no benches up there, which is what we were mainly opposed to, and it's a beautiful setting, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, credit to city staff on that one. It's much improved there.
Yes, it is.
And to drive through there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. If there's no other discussion, would one of you like to make a motion for this one?
If you tell me where is it?
We're on page 66.
66, okay. At the bottom. There we go, staff recommendations. I'll make a motion that we approve the applicant's project, and we find that the project is exempt from CEQA, and we approve the architectural review application for the front porch and the upper balcony repairs, and that we approve the conditions A through F, and there we are.
All right, I'll second that. A roll call, please.
Commissioner Thurman?
Yes.
Commissioner Hadamy?
Yes.
Chair Brown?
Yes. Motion passes. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess this spindle won't be necessary.
We're intimidated.
No discussion, yeah.
That's why it went so quickly.
Thank you all. very
Thank you.
much. Appreciate
If
it.
you want to hang around afterwards, I can look at those, stamp them if they're, yeah, yeah.
All right, any announcements or anything?
No announcements.
No announcements, all right.